Donald Trump today, as I've said, reminded some reporters just how long it's been since Hillary Clinton held a news conference.
So it's been 235 days since crooked Hillary Clinton has had a press conference. And you as reporters who give her all of these glowing reports should ask yourselves why. And I'll tell you why. Because despite the nice platitudes, she's been a mess.
And joining me now to take up, well, the words of Donald Trump today and the fact he seized most of the news cycle, if not all of it to this point. Joining us is the co-host of the Five, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly, great to have you with us.
Great to be here, Larry.
I love the fact that the Clinton campaign just went berserk, saying that this is a national security issue now on one hand, and on the other, dodging the press altogether with news conferences.
Yeah, there should be a picture of them under the word berserk in the dictionary now, because they just like completely lost it. Like, oh my gosh, treason. I mean, you heard one of the cast members saying that in fact that should happen, that this is something that's like essentially a national security crime against the country. It's so ridiculous. It's like they not only are they being incompetent and unqualified, right, and Hillary in particular, now they have no sense of humor, because that was just a mad making of joke and hyperbole, because they're the ones that kept leading the discussion about Russia.
As a political gambit, how do you score Donald Trump's performance on this one?
Yeah, I think that he did very well today. He occupied the news cycle. He blocked it out. Instead of talking about Bill Clinton, they were talking about Donald Trump, and he was really owning it. And that was, you know, essentially just about the lead on all of the different stories today. So he's sucking the oxygen out of the room for the Democrats on the time when it's supposed to be a focus on Hillary, and right now it's not showing that she's getting any sustainable bump, and he's done very well in the polls post-convention.
Her husband last night giving his much-anticipated talk. What did you think? How did he do, and was he as effective, whatever his goals, as he wanted to be?
I thought he looked better and sounded better than I've heard and seen from him in recent times.
Right.
I think he tried to really make her appear and feel warm and a compassionate, caring person, while at the same time I thought he was really trying to hit the message of her being a change maker, but that just really doesn't square up with the facts. The person that's running as a change maker candidate is Donald Trump, so it's a little inconsistent with their rhetoric about America's sunny, shiny, everything's great here, we're the positive party, and Trump is taking us to the dark side, which doesn't match up.
You're right. It is a collision between the change maker, as President Clinton styled his wife, and the disruptor.
Yeah.
Donald Trump doesn't self-identify as a disruptor, but he is the disruptor.
He's an outsider.
He's the outsider.
Yeah.
He is the anti-establishment candidate, and he has excited the imagination of the voters to this point.
Yeah, and everybody would have said, okay, I get it, if Bill Clinton said Hillary is the change maker, the change collector, and said because all the money they've been getting, right, with the Clinton Foundation, one speech after the next, then that would make sense. It would jive with the facts. Right now what we know is Hillary's been besieged upon by one scandal after the next of pay for play, and the American people are tired of it, and you see it in her poll numbers, you see it in exit polls in terms of people having a lack of confidence about her credibility or her trustworthiness.
You know, when you line up speakers like the vice president, the president himself, and the nominee, Senator Tim Kaine, and Mayor Michael Bloomberg, this has got to move the needle somewhere, doesn't it, tonight?
Well, yeah, well, let's see. I mean, tonight is actually a very important night. I think President Obama is going to help quite a bit, and that's why they really want those two to become twins, like Wonder Twins together between now and the end of the campaign cycle for the election, because he's really going to have to deliver this for her, I think, in a more sizable way than Bill Clinton. Obama is her best, like, calling card ticket. She's in trouble, and the insiders I've talked to on the campaign, they're really worried about her ability, because they didn't think that she would be where she is right now in the polls. They expected her to be doing better. The demonizing of Trump has not worked.
Yeah, and all of the strategists that I talk with on the Democratic side, they're very concerned about the fact that her numbers will not sustain at 45% and above in the polling. And right now, in the Real Clear Politics average, not only is that a problem, but Donald Trump has the lead. It's a small lead, 1%. but it's a lead.
Yeah, it's a lead. Now, Juan has explained this away on our show, of course.
Juan who? Juan?
Exactly. Juan goes, that's a terrible. It's from one outlier poll that's bumping up the numbers and elevating it for Trump. But, they'll always find a way to spin it.
They're always outlier if they're unexpected positives for you, the opposite
even
campaign.
Even though they're outliers, Juan can identify them. He's like, there's one right there.
Right.
But, you can't, deny the enthusiasm, that everybody has for Donald Trump on the Republican side, his supporters. And in Hillary's sense, look, she hasn't done a press conference in 235 days. They can't put her forward to answer the questions because there's too many scandals and too many problems plaguing her, with more emails supposedly to come out. So let's see. That's what Assange said.
More emails from Julian Assange's group, Wikipedia, WikiLeaks, DNC. And there's another controversy surrounding now. DNC leaks, or leak, as it's been singularized, after leaks was washed off the active list, the trending.
Because it's like triage, okay? It's like that game, like Operation, where there's so many bleeders here of scandals for her. They've got fingers in all of them trying to put it down. So you sort of become scandal fatigued, and if you blow it off.
Kimberly, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Lou.
Good to see you. Kimberly Guilfoyle.